laughing yet, so I want you guys to give it up for my homeboy Evan.
How's it going? I'm Emo Michael Sarah. It's good to be here. I know what I look like. I look like I do drugs, and I act like I do drugs, and I talk like I do drugs. I don't do drugs, guys. I'm just from Oshawa. Yeah. Speaking of drugs, I got to meet Rob Ford back in the day. Are we Rob Ford fans here? That's a weird reaction. He was a fun mayor. I mean, he was fun. It doesn't mean he's good politically, but he was fun, you know? He was our Trump, kind of. And then, I know I look very young, but I got to meet Rob Ford back in the day. It was a great honor. I met him at a party. I walked up to him and I was like, I gotta say something. And I was like, hey, Mr. Mayor. And he handed me a key and I was like, is this the key to the city? And he was like, it's better. So that happened. Yeah. Do we like spooky stuff here? Do we believe in ghosts? Do we ghost people? Yeah, death. You know, but no, something spooky happened to me recently. Like, I have a music box that was my Nana's, and she's gone. And at 3 a.m. in the morning, it went off, and it woke me up. You know, out of an antidepressant sleep. You know, I woke up from the. I was like, ah. So anytime I tell my family that, they're always like, "That's the spirit realm trying to talk to you. They're communicating with you." And I'm like, "Cool. Be more specific." Music box? What am I getting from that? You know, like, is my Nana is she just trying to make shitty small talk? It was playing Raindrops Are Falling on My Head, you know? She died when I was 5. Is she just like, hey, weather, put on a coat, I'm like, all right. Also, like, do we believe, like, ghosts can maybe just mess with inanimate objects, you know? Miss, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in the inanimate object thing? Thank you for agreeing, all right? But no, if they can only mess with inanimate objects, why are you doing music box? Pick up a pen, write me a note, be like, oh, all right, hey, it's Nana, I love you, I'm dead, good job, boom. You know, I'd be like, all right, there's an afterlife, I can be happy now, this is fun, you know? I don't know, maybe I'm just a little crazy, because I'm also a vegan, so that's why I look ill. And you don't look like this for no reasons, you know? But no, being a vegan from Oshawa isn't great, you know? Because Oshawa's like a tough town, you know? We do a lot of meth and crack and ketamine and stuff. So I always get tough guys coming up to me being like, well, so what, you think you're better than me? You think you're better than me just because you're a fucking vegan? I'm like, no, I'm better than you because I don't do blow off my kids' Tinker toys. You know, I did that joke in the schwa recently. Dude laughed so hard, Tinker toy fell out of his pocket. That's a true story. That's a weirdly true story. Yeah. I'm also a drag queen. I like bringing that up because there's a weird hush that goes over the audience for a nice second where everyone's just thinking, all right, who's homophobic? We're gonna find him. Where is he? Because you only get 2 reactions. You go, I'm a drag queen, and then you get the white woman in the back. You go, yay, support, yay, gay, you know? And then you get the guys from my town that are like, get out of my town, don't read to my kids, don't enter the library. You know, that's a real guy I'm doing an impression of, by the way. That's a real man. You know. By the way, my name is Wednesday Adams Apple when I do it. Speaking my truth. And I realized I don't like heels. I hate heels. Do we like heels here, women? No. Damn right, we're all comfort whores. We're Crocs, we're sandals, it's delicious, you know? Fuck a heel. And in the LGBTQ+, there's no D, by the way. We don't have our own letter. It's because we're mean. We're mean people. If you've ever met a drag queen, you know what we are. We're cunts. You know? It's very true. But in that community, they're always like, be your own height, be yourself. And why you up here? Fucking be your own height. What are you doing, you know? And I didn't understand it because I was wobbly, you know? The higher the heel, the worse it was getting, you know? So I was easier with a 12-inch than a 6, to be honest. I'm a size queen myself. Yeah. But like I was wobbly, I was horsing it, and like the drag queen that was teaching me kept looking at me being like, he's such a horse. He's horsing it. I'm like, what's wrong with horses? They're beautiful, they're elegant. And I kind of want to ride you, but I don't know how. They're just like drag queens. All right, guys, that's my time. I gotta get out of here. I've been you.
Give it up for Evan, guys.